Hello, everybody. Topher James. So, the Golf Plus Tour, we're going to have the Wells Fargo tournament. We're going to do Quail Hollow. So, instead of doing a walkthrough where I just kind of give my insight on everything, I decided to do a playthrough. And it's back easy low pro. So, I'm just going to do a playthrough, just kind of share my thoughts and opinions. I can already tell that OBS is lagging my club pretty well. So, let's see what happens. So, first hole. Basically a dogleg par four. Nothing too big about it. The fairway's actually pretty wide. Just aim at that sand bunker. .300-yard drive will do. And then going to the green downhill 20 feet. So it's 183 yards to this front pin location. With 20 feet, I'm going to call it 175. And if I hit into the bunkers are actually pretty deep, so it will funnel down instead of getting caught on the upslope. So I might just play it safe and just aim right at this pin, just so I can get a 2-putt at least. Or just hit it really soft. Okay. But yeah, as you can see, these bunkers are pretty deep. So even if I were to catch it, it'd roll out, and that would turn like a 10-yard bunker shot into 15 to 20. But one thing, I don't know. I think this course is like the equivalent of East Lake with some Pinehurst tendencies like the greens go, because it's very heavily sloped. Even this one right here, I can't remember where the greens are, or the pins are. But yeah, easy right here. I want to say medium is back here, and hard might be right here. And it's a very narrow green to hit into, and it's you can see how much this falls down over there. And these are, at least in this first hole, is pretty deep bunkers. So fairway and green on this one would be pretty good. That's kind of short. Oh well. All right. Oh yeah, I forgot to say. So this is a par 71. It has one par 5 on the front, two par 5s on the back. I actually think the back 9 is a lot easier than the front 9. The front 9 is almost survival mode. So hole 2, dogleg par 4. The fairway is a lot skinnier, and then you have to go uphill to a heavily sloped green. So basically, just gonna aim to the right of the first tree line. I think anything left is pretty bad. Anything right, even if you miss into the rough, will at least give you a shot. Because 300-yard drive, yeah, it gives you 152 yards to the front. There is a pin that goes in the back, but as you can see, it's uphill, and you can tell how much it's sloped from back to front, almost like an Olympia feel. All right, so 152 yards, 20-foot increase. I think anything past the hole would be good on this one. So I kind of pulled it left on purpose. That was a good shot. So as you can see, this huge slope right here. So there's a pin back here. I know that. Actually, I think there's two pins that are on the right side. And if you get too aggressive on it, and you notice that the green kind of wants to push it to the right, and as soon as you hit that red, you can either fall into the bunker, or you can fall into this little collection area, and you'd have a massive uphill chip. So both of those are pretty nasty. I can't tell if the putter's shaking on the computer. Turn! Alright. Hole 3. This hole with wind is just a beast of a hole. So it's 523 yards. I mean, with a narrow fairway, if you don't get in the fairway, you're basically taking birdie out of the equation. So we'll try to get one in the fairway. At least this course has a first cut. All right, so in the fairway, but now, so you take a look at the green. So it's 2-tiered green. There is a pin on the front, and there's 2 pins in the back. Massively sloped from back to front. And then you see the red, well, except over here, that's pulling down this way. But again, look how deep the sand bunkers are. And then if you get off the green, at least on the front half, it will fall off. So yeah, honestly, anything in the back rough, so I can chip would be good. 238 with 12 feet, so I'm calling like 242. Just kind of cut a 3-wood up there. Yeah. Didn't make the frontier. As you can see, it will roll down. Not a fun par 4. Just trying to lag it. 6 feet, still not that good. And then with this course, be prepared to hit a lot of sidewinder putts. So we get to the first par 3. Again, hopefully this is carrying over to the video pretty well. So the first par 3 from the back, so it's 170 to the front, 200 to the back. It's on a pretty flat elevation. But you can see, let me get out my pointer. So you can see the green is, definitely contoured. In fact, half of it pushes off to the right. I know the pin's got some pretty nasty spots. This is easy pin. I want to say medium is over here. And then the hard is probably tucked in somewhere nasty as well. I think it's like over here or something. Again, it's guarded by bunkers. Anything falls off it could run away. And these bunkers are deep. So if you hit it close, it could trickle down, making it longer. So maybe you want to brush up on your 10 to 20 yard bunker shots as well. Yeah, pulled it, a little bit of a draw. Very contoured. See, this is a scary putt right here because it's on this little bump mound, whatever you want to call it. If I go too far past it, it can run. Which makes me scared to even attack it. I'll take par and move on. Slight dog leg uphill, par 4. Fairway is guarded by a couple of bunkers, but even 300 yards, it's not too bad of a shot. Out of the bunker. Speaking of bunker, let's check it out. See how deep this bunker is? Like, I was lucky to land on a flatter part, but Oh, almost surprised it didn't roll down. All right, so 165 yards uphill, 16 feet from the bunker. If we look at the green, it's also, excuse me, guarded by a bunker up front. Definitely heavily sloped. I want to say here and then that area and that area. Since I'm playing out of the bunker, I almost want to just hit this long so I can get up and down for a par. We'll call it 170, 190. And then it's uphill too, so I just want to make sure I get to the top part of the green. Well, did exactly what I wanted in the first cut, but again, it's a scary shot because even though I'm behind it, you can see if I hit it too long, then it's definitely going to roll down. So definitely want to take in consideration, what bad could happen. All right, it's just gonna be a par round. Second par three, of course, is a longin. So it's 26 feet downhill, but to the front is 235 and to the back is 265. Guarded by some bunkers. Let me back off a little bit. So obviously some things to notice. So you have the bunker with a huge drop off on the front left. You have a deep bunker on the back right. This fun thing right here. So if it's 235, 240 to get to this, then make sure you don't hit that distance. Because obviously it'll catch and it'll run down. Pin here, there's probably a pin back here, and then there's a pin over here. So anything on the green is awesome. 242 with 26 feet downhill. 230, 235, I think is where the pin is. And you fade it way right. Okay. Well, you see that the green is heavily sloped. So not only are Sidewinder putts an issue, but so is Sidewinder chips. And that's not going to run. Great. Oh, I've been leaving a lot of this high lately. Work on those Sidewinder putts, people. First par 5, only par 5 on the front nine. So it's downhill. It's definitely, a long distance, not an easy par 5 to get to. As you can see on the map, it's guarded by water on the right, and then you have sand on the left. But if you get 300 yards, you can do a 3-iron hybrid maybe. Okay. So a couple of things to note on this green. So one, you have water on the right. You have the water in the rocks. You have sand on the front. You have sand on the far left. But this green is 2-tiered. So easy pin is right here. Medium pin is back here. And the hard pin is probably the easiest pin on here. It's heavily sloped. But anything in this collection area will either put you on this part. I shouldn't say collection area. Anything on the slope will put you on this part of the green, or it'll run you, just off to where you can get up and down. So that's probably like the best one to attack. This one is probably the nastiest because it's on this small section, and then also too, anything left and right, you have to basically fight the slope on the other side. So that's pretty difficult. Um, if you really want to get aggressive and try to get up and down for birdie. But I don't have a hybrid, and this is 237. Almost want to put this in that back bunker. Or let's go for a ride down the slope. Man. As you can see on the on that hard pin, this is definitely a pin placement to go after. Almost want to chip this. You know what? I'm going to chip it. And I hit it too hard. Damn it. See, so I went past it and then I caught the downhill. So it's just a dangerous spot. It's almost better to, hit it off to the left. Sand, maybe. That might be too long of a sand shot, at least for me. Got aggressive. Maybe this wasn't a good idea. Maybe I should have just did a walkthrough. All right, hole 8. So this one's interesting for me. So it's only 347, uphill 17 feet. And if you hit your driver, you can probably leave yourself a 60-yard shot. If you lay up for like 250, then you'll have about a 100-yard shot. And the reason why I think this is interesting, not because of the bunkers, because it's a pretty wide area, but this green. So there's a pin here, there's a pin there, and I want to say there's a pin down here. Like, they're nasty pin locations, but you can see how much this is sloped. And so I'm not confident with my lob wedge from 65 yards. So I would normally lay up to the 100 yards, but then you have just so much spin that, I mean, it's just lucky at that point. Sometimes I will lay up with a 3-iron on this hole just so I can have like a full 9-iron at it, try to reduce the spin. I'm going to try to leave myself 100 yards on this one. $99. Got close. All right. Uphill. Yeesh. Try to loft up a gap wedge. This thing's going to spin if I get this on the green. And I pushed it. That's actually not that bad of a shot, though, for spin. Oh, boo. All right, hole 9 is just another par 4. It's similar to what we've seen before. It does a slight dogleg to the left. It is a little bit uphill. The only difference is it is a long hole, so even if you get 300 yards, you're still going to have a very long iron to get to the green. You can aim at the bunker. It is in play, but you much rather go right than left into the trees where you absolutely have no shot. So aim at that shack in the distance. Now I have 207 yards uphill. It's actually 182, 180 to 220. And it's a pretty big green. Again, it's massively sloped. So anything on the left side will push to the right. Anything to the right side will kind of push to the left. If you go too far in the back, then it will taper off. It's elevated, so missing the green will definitely drop off and funnel you into a sand bunker. Sand bunkers, again, that's just going to be too much of a challenge because you think it would stop at like 10 yards, but then you end up with like a 20-yard sand shot. And I pushed it. Honestly, I'm fine with that. Yeah, I can put this. At least this course has the fringe collar and the first cut. A little aggressive. Oh, actually, that was a good distance. My apologies. All right, so that was the front nine. Like I said, I think the front nine is much more difficult than the back nine, even though the last 3 holes of the course is, the hardest finishing holes in the game. So hole 10 is a par 5. It's basically 600 yards. It's very narrow and long and straight. Definitely want to make sure you get this ball in the fairway. That left sand bunker is in play. And so is the rough on the right. All right, cool. So if you go out too far off to the right, you can see there is a tree. So if you hit it low, if you hit it draw, just figure out how you want to get past it. The good thing about this hole is it is 20 feet downhill. So a few things to notice on this green. So it is a reachable par 5, but this green is freaking nasty. So it's sloping, like on the right side, it will slope either to the back or to the front. And then it is an elevated green on the right side. It's just really, understand what you're going to get into. The pin's right here. Can't remember where the medium pin is, but I know the hard pin is actually on this slope, which is just nasty as well. So for this, I'm actually going to aim for like either here or this bunker. And just try to play position. Or just get really lucky. It's amazing how the first cut can still mess with the bunker. But wow, that was really lucky. Okay. But again, the green is sloped very right to left. So if you do choose to go at it, just keep that in mind. If you miss too far off to the right, you'll put yourself in that bunker. It's almost better just to try to get an up and down chip, chip or pitch for birdie, or just get lucky like I just did. Hole 2, it's another slight dog leg to the left, par 4. It goes uphill to the green. It's a narrow landing, but you can actually drive over the sand bunker right here. So if you pull it left a little bit, then don't worry. Or just push. Okay, wow, I am pushing things right. And then the green. Oh, sorry. Okay. So the green, heavily slow the first half, back to front. And then over here, it slopes right to the left. There is actually a pin right here. I want to say that's the medium pin. You see how much of a drop off these sand bunkers are, and then even the green itself will feed down. Can't remember where the hard pin is. Maybe it's up here. Maybe something ridiculous. But yeah, anything for a up and down, for par is definitely good. 202, 10 feet, so maybe 205. Ooh, that was short. And see, this easy pin, you climb uphill, and then it wants to push you back towards the other side of the green. Definitely have to respect this course. Turn. Oh, a little aggressive. Little aggressive. Okay, so hole 12. So this hole is very interesting from the tee because you have this tree right here that's in your, line of sight to the green. So anyone who draws it, anyone who hits a low with a draw is going to have to fight for it. And unfortunately, get out of my way. And unfortunately, this fairway is very skinny. If you make it left, you might have a shot. If you make it to the right, you put this tree into play. Yeah, so someone who can't hit it straight or can't hit it fade, I apologize. And then once you have a shot to the green, this green is nasty too. This is the easy pin, and it's almost like off the green, and it's guarded by this bunker. Two-tier green. Both the middle and the back pins are in the back, top tier. And then everything flows left to right. You do have a bunker on the left side if you pull it left. You do have the slope at the front, and then this bunker if you hit it short. So anything in the back is a lot easier because if you miss, you still have a chip. This front pin location, I usually just try to hit towards the middle and 2-putt par. I'll just try to cut an 8-iron up there. But even the putt is nasty. I mean, it's another one of those putts that you might get a little bit nervous hitting it too hard. And then if you get too nervous, you'll just leave it way short. What hole are we on? 13. So it's par 3. It's uphill by a little bit. It's 185 to the front, and about 222 to the back. So it's a long par 3. It's elevated. Anything off the sides, look at all the slope. Pushes it off to the bunker. It could fall off the front. It can fall off the sides. And it's heavily sloped from back to front. Easy. Medium is over here. And then the hard pin, which I think is nasty, is up here somewhere. So, pretty nasty hole. Oh, let's continue to push it. Hey, a Sidewinder putt. Go figure. Cool. Thank you. Okay. So now we're getting to the point. So basically on the back 9, you have some scoring opportunities and you don't, like the last 3 holes. So 14 and 15 are some scoring opportunities, and then hole 10, and then you have the last 3, which are pretty hit and miss. But the cool thing about hole 14 is it's a short par 4. The bad thing is it's definitely a risk reward hole. So if we look right at the hole itself. So basically, this bunker, puts you right in line. Well, as you can see with the arrow. And then anything left of this bunker is going to fall off into the water. Anything right, so we're going to say from right here to here is a good bailout. And then if you want to be aggressive, you can always put the ball in the green. Or just hit short like I do. But yeah, so I just want to point out. So anything left, this slope, there's a good chance it won't catch depending on, the momentum of the ball. So definitely put water into play. And then, so easy, middle, and then hardest back there. So the hardest is one of those that if the pin's back here, you're still going to have about a 50 to 60 yard shot if you do what I just did. So I would actually lay up to give myself a full 90 or 100. But anything up here, yeah, definitely try to either get on the green or put yourself in a good position to get up and down, because this definitely is a birdie opportunity as long as you don't go in the water. Did you hit it hard? Okay. But as you can tell, the whole green slopes right to left, even on the back portion. So just be careful. Risk reward. All right. So hole 15 is a par 5. So it goes downhill and then uphill again, and a severe dogleg to the right. You could put the trees into play. There is water into play. And then if you hit 300 yards, you'll still have about a 280 yard shot to the back of the green. But what Stryker pointed out the first time he played it, so that's your fairway, don't go that route. Go that route. So turn yourself way left and go up that fairway. It's a pretty wide fairway. If you have a backwind, you could put sand into play. But if you go that route, and I can barely catch it on here, so instead of having 270 to 280 left of the green, you're going to have about 210, 220. Major difference. So if you didn't know that, or if you haven't played it yet, you get to this hole, turn yourself way left. And then hit a high cut to lose distance. Don't do that. That's just what I did. So could have been better, but now I have 240. And the screen is actually pretty big. So if you play the hole like normal, then you would be way over there, and you put all these bunkers into play. But we cut the hole a little bit. And so easy, medium, and hard. It is a par 5 though, so I'm always one of those people, put it on the green, 2-putt birdie. If you off the green, just chip close, birdie. But yeah, it's definitely sloped. It could fall off. The bunkers will take it down. I think all these bunkers are nasty. And if you're still watching, I don't know. I've seen people get their balls stuck right here, right in front of the wall, and still hit through it. So I haven't seen the ball catch the wall. I mean, if that does happen to you, I'm sorry. I haven't seen it yet. Okay. Okie dokie. Have you practiced your sidewinder putts yet? This isn't really much of a sidewinder, but definitely just want to lag it and get out of here. And lag, I mean leave short. Okay. All right, so cool. So now we're at the green mile, 16, 17, 18. Par 4, it's pretty large fairway. So there's the bunker, so you want to aim left of the bunker. Anything left, you'll still have a shot towards the green, but it's 518 yards. So if you hit 300 yards, you're still going to have a long iron or a hybrid to get back in, to the green. And then the green is pretty fun too, so we'll check that out shortly. Yeah, but look how big that green is, or green fairway. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Hope you all having a good day. All right. So now it's 17 feet downhill. It's 185 to the front, 230 to the back. Obviously, there's water on the left. Anything left can bounce into the water. There's a bailout area, to the front and short. Sand bunker's pretty deep. But the biggest thing about this green is this little platform, and then everything else is sloped back to front. So easy. I want to say medium is around here somewhere, and then hard is back here. But this easy pin, it's pretty hard to get back to that pin location. I think 210 maybe on this one. I was too scared to pull it, so it's just gonna funnel into this little area. Or, yeah. Not good. Well, that's that par 4. And then on a hole 17, so it's long par 3 over water. And let's go take a look at it. I guess we'll head over here. Okay. So easy, hard, and then medium is over here. It's to the bunker. So it's basically 205 to carry the bunker and 240 to get to the back. Everything slopes right to the left. You have a big mound on the right middle that you have to contend with. You have a bailout area which kind of slopes down, and then the bunker on the front. Nothing more to say than just good luck and be accurate, and hopefully you'll be able to bail yourself out. What is this, 400? And you tugged it with some fade. And you smoked it too. Okay. And then hole 18. So hole 18, not really a dog leg, but it does go uphill. You have a creek that guards all the way down the left, and it has rocks, so there's a chance that the ball will stop or it'll kick in the water. And it is a pretty long hole. So even with a 300-yard drive, you can have 170, 180 going up to an elevated green. It does kind of seem like all my drives usually pull towards the creek on this one. So I purposely aimed right and put it in the sand. I couldn't even get it to the sand. All right, so let's take a look at the green. So 13 feet uphill. Yeah. Anything left is water, or it could be stopped by the rough. Anything right is sand bunker. You can fall off to the right, you can fall off to the front. I want to say easy, medium is back here, I want to say, and then hard is right here. And then you have the false front. It's 2-tiered. It's just a nasty green. Let's just be honest. So anything on the green would be good. So Let's call this screw. I'm just gonna put here. Just get on the green. Or push it right like an idiot. Which isn't really too bad of a shot. 12 yards to the pin, uphill. Right to left, slope. That's not going to release. All right, cool. But for any, people who watch this, like I said, I normally want to do a walkthrough, but I just kind of wanted to play it as well because I want to keep it fresh in my head, so it's more of a playthrough. Well, hopefully you learned something. Do me a favor, if the walkthroughs videos are helping, just let me know. I've had like 2 people say that it's helpful. But when you play this course, good luck. It is challenging. Play smart. Definitely work on your sidewinding putting. Work on sand bunkers 10 to 20 yards. Don't get aggressive if you don't need to. Sometimes just play safe. I shot 400 on the back and 1 over on the front when screwed up par 5. So anyway, that's it. I'm Topher James. Hope y'all have a good day and happy Wednesday.